So we're 6 days or 6 or 5 days into 2022. So it's never too late to start. I'll be teaching about how to use the Notion. Um, you could say it's an app or application for this year to organize and keep your workspace tidy. So Notion is an all-in-one workspace. You can create pages, calendars, shopping lists, um, music playlists for your work time, just calming music when you want to put a self-care routine into action. This can all be placed into one one application called Notion. And I'll be quickly going through some pros and cons of using Notion and showing you some sample templates that I was able to find and my own example or a reference that I use. One is you can build a system through using Notion. For me personally, I find it really hard to find a routine and just sticking through it. I started with using notebooks as planners, but then I got sick of just writing all the time and I wanted something faster. And oh, don't get me started with whiteout. Like if you use pen and you have to white out like a whole line of what you did wrong or cross it out, like personally that really bothered me. So I found Notion and just started sticking to it and building a system through it. I was able to not having to jump back and forth between Google Calendar, Google Sheets, um, but instead having all of that in one place. So personally, I found that really helpful. The second thing is it syncs across your devices. If you have Notion as an app on your desktop or as an app in your phone, you could automatically, it's like a Google account. You can open it in your phone and in your computer. And the benefits of this is there was a time where I was trying to edit on the computer and I had my iPad right next to me. Whatever I typed in my computer, it automatically synced within like 10 seconds. So you could, if you refresh your page, you can see what you edited on your computer directly change on your second device. The aesthetic and how you want to organize yourself in Notion is also really dependent on your preference. Um, I personally have shifted from going from an empty notebook to decorating a whole template for myself on a notebook and using the fancy highlighters, just colorful highlighters and pens. And for an art student, I also like putting like stickers or pictures or printing out pictures. Using a ruler was like sort of measuring all of that. And for Notion, because it's all like digital based, you can decide if you want to go from a minimal design, choose your color theme, or go to a complete like fancy, like all the fonts that you choose are specific and how you want to organize your sidebars and everything. Um, Another pro for this is you can also share your Notion with others to see how they build their daily habits or their routines online. You can share with your collaborators, and what you see on your screen is what they will see. So there are ways where you can hide what you don't want them to see, but without having to create like a whole new display, you can show them what you see. Some of the cons, I'd say there are a lot of hidden tools within each button. Like within the plus sign, there's a to-do list, a bullet list. There's all kinds of tools. So at first, if you don't really get it or you don't really have the patience to start by creating a page, you can create pages with their sub pages and tables, and there's even coding involved. So personally, I'm not really strong at coding. So I use a cheat sheet by finding templates that already have those codes. And I would use those codes to create like my tables. For example, if you want to calculate your expenses and incomes and how much you spend per month, there are pre-made codes where they can calculate how much you spend each month. So there are many free templates available in the descriptions of YouTube tutorials. If you just look up how to use Notion on YouTube, there's a lot of tutorials and different aesthetic themes that you can refer to. And of course, if a template does not fit your aesthetic, it's actually adjustable. So it would automatically transfer that template. If you click on the template link, it would automatically transfer it to your Notion account. Um, the benefits of that is you can delete. The delete button is very important. And I used just previously because 2022 just started, I actually created my own Notion workspace off of another person's template. There was one time where I didn't use a template and I found it really long for me to actually adapt and create all the steps. So this year I decided to refer to someone's annual Notion workspace and see how they organize themselves. And I'll transfer to some examples that I was able to find. Is everyone able to see the first sample that I have? So this is the first template that I found. As you can see, it's a purple color theme. It could go from you choosing pictures. It has like this Pinterest vibe, but not really, where you can also have a very strong aesthetic. You can have animated icons. And then the benefits of it is everything is on like within pages. So you could click on it and then there could be another template where it's already created for you and you could update everything. The two things that I put use Notion for are my to-do list and my calendars. For to-do list, I find it very helpful if it's always like around you and you have it. So when I use planners, I don't always carry my planner around with me in my bag. So what I do is I have Notion on my phone and I would type all my to-do list on my computer. But then when I leave home or when I want to go to school, I don't open my computer, but I just use my phone as the to-do list to check off everything. To-do list, for example, today. Yep. So this is the template, and if you can see up here, there is the open Notion. So this template would automatically sync, and all the formulas within it would sync to the Notion. Just a bit of a technical difficulty. And then the second thing is, as I can say, you can control your aesthetic and the colors. Here's a sage green template. And then here's a more neutral colors, depending on what you like, what colors calm you for the day. So here's the dashboard and the template that I used for 2022. The list that I chose was shopping list and budget tracker. So I was able to copy this onto my own page. And for example, here, I'm not in school yet, but when I do go to school, I'll be using this to keep myself organized and tidy. So I have like the stores that I want to go to and maybe the shopping list or what I want to buy with. So within each of these tabs, there's more templates. And yeah, if you want to organize yourself in 2022, you can, and you're too lazy to create a template yourself, you can always use the templates you find on YouTube and just adjust from there and give it a try. Thank you, everyone.